Welcome back to BVarsity Live. We've got BHS Wrestling in the house. Always a good time. To my left, JJ Figueroa, Navante Demison, and the coach, Frank Lomas. A coach. There's never the coach with BHS Wrestling.
Yeah.
One of 17.
Tell that to Andy.
No, it's all good, and we're excited to have
He's
you guys
the media-friendly one.
Yeah.
Andy's got too many kids to deal with, man.
Andy's friendly. He just doesn't like it that much, I don't think.
Yeah.
Good weekend, guys, last weekend, especially for you two. At the Doc B, JJ, you were third. Devontae, you won it. Let's start there. What did you – I mean, obviously coming off injury last year, you knew you were going to be good, but maybe still a little bit of question mark in your mind at that highest level until you get to that level of a tournament?
Yeah, I was always scared, like, getting back into wrestling. Like, I'm always scared about my elbow or getting a return. Like, I'm always questioning it, but now I'm getting back more into it, and it feels good. It feels good to be back.
Third place, I mean, I know – a guy at your level, you want to win every tournament.
Yeah.
But you have to be pretty satisfied, at least at this point, with that, right?
Yeah, you always want that first place, but third, it's good. It's better than 8th place or 7th place. So, working up to first place for state. So, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that.
Yeah, and a big win against Xander Wick in the third
Silva,
place match, too.
yeah,
Or Xander Silva, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not Wick, yeah.
I got him confused a lot, too.
Xander. I mean,
Yeah.
how many Xanders can there be, honestly?
I know, right?
Navante, meanwhile, you didn't really have a challenging match, I would say. How did you feel? I mean, obviously, getting a late start coming over from football, having to get your weight down, all those things. So this was really your first big statement of the season.
I mean, it felt good, but right now it's not really my goal. Like, once again, our whole team's goal is to win state. But so, I mean, as a team, I felt like we did pretty good. But right now, we just got to keep getting better for state.
Yeah, and Frank, the team as a whole, where are you guys right now? And I know still trying to figure out who slots where as far as weight classes and getting guys healthy and really just getting ready for the run that starts in about a month.
Yeah, I think we have most of our weights pretty much decided, except maybe a couple. But overall, the guys that play our 4 placers that placed at Dog B wrestled really well. The guys who didn't place wrestled well too. We know what we need to work on with those guys, and hopefully they'll be able to. We worked on that. We're working on stuff this week, and we will constantly be working on it. So hopefully they'll come through when it comes state tournament.
Navante, this year different than any other year for you, really, because you played football until December. Obviously, you knew it was going to impact wrestling a little bit. You had a feeling you guys were going to be pretty good. You guys went on to the NorCal finals. Obviously, you lost to Del Oro in that game. But for you, any regrets whatsoever about playing football? Or obviously no, because you just won Doc B.
Yeah, I mean, no regrets, but it's my senior year, so I wanted to have fun. And right now, it didn't really tank my wrestling too much, even though my condition is not as good as it should be. But so right now, I just got to get back into it.
Can I put you on the spot real quick?
You may.
Do you have more fun playing football with Josh Moran or wrestling with JJ?
I mean, it's the whole thing. It's a lot of different type of fun. Like with football, I mean, you spend time with the whole team, and it's there's a lot of kids around a lot. But then with wrestling, it's more you're with a lot of individual people, and you spend a lot of time with them.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm guessing those are your 2 best friends, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's kind of why I posed that question. For those that don't know, I mean, obviously, you're really good friends with both of them, and so I think it was a really neat situation for you because I remember you and I talking about it. I think we were over at River Lakes during a basketball game, and you walked up to me and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna play football," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cute." And I was like, "Okay, that's cute, Navante. You're 138 pounds. That's great. Have fun." And then we turn around and, we don't want to spoil it too much, but you are an all-area athlete this year in football. Mm-hmm. You were very great at, at defensive back. You became part of the special teams. On the kickoff return, you played a little bit of offense, scored some touchdowns. So
it was all the chip on his shoulder from Trevor hating on him.
I got to.
So, and that's one of the neat things is that to see somebody of your stature kind of say, you know what, I'm gonna go do something fun for a little bit my senior year, and obviously it turned out really well for you guys because you won, section title number 37. So congrats on that, Navante.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna be like Silas and swim too.
I think I want to run track.
Are you gonna run track?
I'm thinking about it, but
Silas swam.
Silas swam his senior year, and I think people still make fun of him over it. Or no, he dived, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did something like that.
Yeah. I think he
What
was.
do you do? The triple Lundy from back to school, like
And
Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, I'm so old between.
You are old. JJ, when were you 100% healthy?
I would say probably at the end of summer, I was probably
Okay.
100% healthy.
So you've had an opportunity to get into shape and get some matches under your
I'm
your
good
belt
now.
and everything.
Yeah, I feel
Uh,
it never happened.
When you see what Navante did last year, I know Navante, he was very clear about saying last year, one of the things that motivated him was watching you get hurt and
Yeah.
cashing in on that opportunity. How about you sitting on the sideline last year and having to watch that, how difficult it was? How much does that motivate
It was
you?
one of the hardest things ever that I go through in my life. Just right before staying, just my whole dream just like crushed right before me.
Yeah.
But I'm getting through it. And I just know like I can do that. I signed to college. I'm doing this for me now, and I know that I can do it. I'm ready.
I mean, I feel like a minute left in the third period of a tough match when you would be tired, that's the sort of thing you think about and say, at least I'm still wrestling. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore, but let's push through it.
Yeah.
How has signing changed things? Is it just sort of that burden off now you can focus on senior season? I mean, do you approach anything differently now that you've got college
of
out of the way?
course, I approach everything the same, but it does feel really good to be able to get that off, not worrying about it, not having that in the back of your head. So just getting that over with, it feels good, but I always approach everything the same. So
How about you, Navante? How crazy did recruiting get for you?
I mean, it wasn't crazy or anything, but yeah, I mean, like JJ was saying, just a lot of stress. Like a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, I'm so stressed about college," and just for me to have that burden like lifted off my shoulder already, it makes everything a lot easier.
I think the cool thing about this too is when you look at, they're both going to go off with JJ going to Fresno State, Navante going to Arizona State, but they're both going to be able to come into town at least every other year during their college career because they're going to be in the. You got to figure Fresno State's going to go against Cal State almost every year. You would hope they're going to schedule that in the non-league, and then Arizona State and Cal State in the same league. Frank, for you, same conference, in the Pac-12. Frank, for you as a coach, I mean, obviously you've got guys there. You've got the Hammond brothers. You've got Carlos Herrera there. I mean, plenty at Cal State. But for you, sending these two guys off and knowing that you've got, driller wrestling kind of all over the map now, a lot of pride in that?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it a while ago. It's like we have with these guys, they did want to stay close. They did want to kind of stay close. They're close to their family. Their family wants to watch them. It was great picks for both of them, just because Arizona and Fresno State are gonna. I mean, I assume Fresno will go to Reno and wrestle at Reno, and like we were at Reno this year, so we were able to see Cal State, Arizona State. We talked to them. They talked to us. They go to Vegas, so they're all real close. But also, what is nice too is they can come in, and if they want to work out themselves during like a Christmas vacation, if they just want to go in there by themselves, they can do that if they want because they have a room to wrestle in.
Helps your team out a little bit too. Your future teams.
Yeah, so it's
go beat up on some freshmen.
Because they've been on one end of the other. Like I said, we have Bryce Martin and Kyle Pope and all those guys are across the country. They come back and they can work out.
Do you guys remember that moment as freshmen?
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it that got you, JJ, when you were a freshman?
Bryce Martin, all the time.
What he must have had like 60 pounds on you.
Yeah,
That's
he's like every day.
How about you, Navante?
I mean, right now I still get it because my brothers come in.
Yeah,
we got college guys that come in, so I still get my fair share of butt whoopings. But
it's funny to hear a guy like that because you had the target on your back in the high school matches, but you're still sort of the little brother in some ways.
Oh, I'm always gonna be the little brother. And my brother went to high school with a lot of the when my brothers in high school, I was like the little brother of the team. So like even like Frank, I still kind of tries to pick on me and stuff. So a lot of the kids when they come back in, I'm still the little brother.
The thing is, though, the seniors weren't even the biggest bully. It was Frank. It's been Frank.
As they've got
every year.
As they were freshmen, so he was 106. As JJ was JJ certified for sixes, but he went 113s. And they came as freshmen, the smallest two small weight class, and I was with them the most, wrestling with them the most a lot. And now as they get bigger, it's getting difficult.
I was gonna say, at what point have you started to beat the bullies? I mean,
We
haven't gotten there yet.
Only way we can do is if we get tired.
We have a whiteboard in the wrestling room, and like every day there's like a tally mark on who wins the match. It says JJ and Frank, and I'm winning.
he just goes and puts phantom marks randomly by himself.
Navante,
it's pretty.
Navante, were you
in,
were you the little brother on the carousel too? The reason I bring that up, we went to Calm.
What does that even mean?
We went to Calm.
I went to no, I got this part.
Go ahead.
Well, I went to Calm with my family. I'm with my nieces and my mom and stuff. And every time like I go anywhere, like I'm talking to my nieces and stuff, and I turn around, this dude's following me, man.
Oh, this dude's following me, huh? Get
He
out.
kept saying like, "Oh, let me get an interview." Like I was just trying to spend time with my nieces. Like
Well, he actually texted me because
I was with my nephew and nieces and my wife. And every time I turn around, I had this little kid going, "Hey, BVarsity, what's going on?"
I
can see that. I can see that.
I just have to say, I told Trevor when he texted me, he said, "Hey, Navante's here." I said, "Will you leave the kid alone? Will you leave him alone?"
Well, he wasn't the only one. Jamar Moya was there
Yeah.
that night too. I mean, it was kind of funny that we go off to call him and it wasn't.
Yeah. Well,
That's a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
Goals going forward. Obviously, you got postseason in a month starting with league, and then you move on to bigger tournaments. Both you expect to win a state title. I think fair to say that.
Yeah.
How much does that play into the team success and the team success play into your individual? I mean, I know the common refrain in wrestling is, "Hey, if I take care of my stuff, that's going to help the team." But how much would it mean to you to have some teammates kind of be right there along with you guys?
I mean, it always feels good to have like your friends winning with you, so that's always cool. But it's always about, I don't know, it's wrestling's like, it's a team sport, but it's not. It's always about yourself.
Right.
Nobody's helping you. It's all about you. Like, you can't blame it on anybody else.
That's one of the things we love about it. I
Yeah,
think.
it's like it's all on you. That's why I fell in love with it.
What about you, Navante? You were kind of the solo driller for a while there last year at the end.
I mean, now that I kind of been on the stage, like I kind of want to see everybody. I want to see my whole team get there because I know if we get a lot of people up on that big stage, like we're gonna be in the running for a state title. So right now, in the room, I just got to try to push everybody because if we could get a lot of people there, it's the more the merrier, man.
So what's coming up before league? You guys have, are you doing 5 counties or anything like that before?
No, we're going to Morro Bay, not this weekend, but the next weekend, CIT.
Okay.
There's going to be about there's going to be a lot of schools, over 60. It's like a 64-man bracket. After that, we'll have league duels, and we'll have a dual frontier at BHS.
February 1st?
Yes,
Yep.
February 1st.
Okay, I'll show up.
And then it's league. So, right now, we have this week off. We're just trying to push them. This is the hardest week. We'll push them
No
hard.
Temecula this weekend, right?
No. We're sending maybe a couple guys the Kern County invite.
Right,
But
that's what I figured.
some of these guys like JJ has, you can only have 40 matches before going into the league, and I think he's close to 30 already.
Yeah.
So this is our 1 week that we're going to push him really hard as the hardest week we'll have, and then
Very hard.
put him in, and then we'll just put it in the autopilot, try to get through that year.
What were you going to say, Navante?
Oh, this week's it's a good week. It's been a really good week. Yeah. A lot of good wrestling.
Yeah. Is
many
this the
matches
week
do
when
you have so
when you
far?
tap him on the shoulder and
9.
remind him, hey,
9?
if you hadn't played football, maybe you'd be in better shape right now.
I'm going to tell a real quick story. You probably won't like it, but his first match at Dog B. So me and Var are sitting there. We're sitting in the corner. He I don't know what happened, but he got hurt. Or, his first really big match. He wrestled
I was sick during the week, though.
He was sick. He didn't practice. He was sick. But he gets off, and Coach Var says, he said, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. So we were like, oh, my gosh. But then we just told him match at a time, get it one match at a time, and then if he pulled it out.
Well, it says a lot about where you're at compared to everybody else.
Then he turns around and Flow Wrestling puts up a GIF on him.
Yeah.
It's a GIF.
GIF.
Is that it?
Whatever.
GIF.
I'm old. But he puts up a GIF on him, so
Yeah.
it ended the right way.
And Peyton's and he's a really good wrestler. I mean, he was a Greco world team member.
Well, he tried a Greco move on you. I mean, he tried to pick you up and throw you to the mat, and that was the GIF. What was that? I always wonder. I mean, at some point, instinct kicks in, right, in a situation like that, where you just have to be able to gain body control.
I just try to stay in the best position possible.
I think it's just his athleticism. I don't know how he does. I look at him and the stuff he does. This is crazy.
Yeah.
How do you just do that?
No, it's true. They GIF it when it's entertaining. So, hey guys, thanks. Good luck the rest of the way, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you, JJ Figueroa, Devontae Demison, and Frank Lomas of BHS Wrestling.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be back. Do we have Ridgeview? Are our boys in the house? They're all here. All right, we're going to talk to Ridgeview boys basketball.
All 21 combined feet of them.
BVarsity Live right after this.